Hey, welcome back to 7-Minute Books. I'm Sam, and today we're digging into Norman Doidge's The Brain That Changes Itself. Sophie, you're the perfect person to ask this. What made you stop and say, wait, everything I learned about the brain was wrong?
Hi there, Sam. Great to be here. Norman Doidge's The Brain That Changes Itself spends the whole time answering that. For centuries, neurology held that the brain was fixed after childhood, like a machine that could only break down. Then he shows case after case of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself.
That old belief was harsh. If you lost a function, you lost it for good. A stroke meant that part of your brain was a wasteland. I wanted to argue with every doctor who said nothing could be done.
Right. The evidence was there all along. Paul Bach-y-Rita was ridiculed for thinking the brain could use another sense. He made a device that let blind people see with their tongues.
Wait, see with their tongues? That sounds like science fiction.
It does, but it's real. A camera sent electrical signals to a grid on the tongue. After training, patients could feel shapes. They could judge depth. They could even recognize faces. Their brains had learned to read tactile signals as visual information.
So the visual cortex, which everyone thought was locked into vision, started processing touch. It's like a city rerouting traffic when a bridge goes down.
Exactly. Then the book introduces Michelle, who was born with only half a brain. Doctors removed her entire right hemisphere, but she grew up high-functioning. Her left hemisphere rewired itself to take over the right side's jobs.
No way. So the remaining half didn't just compensate. It physically rebuilt itself.
That's the most dramatic form of plasticity. But the everyday version is just as wild. Michael Merznick mapped monkey brains and found that when a monkey learns a precise finger skill, the brain area for those fingers expands with practice.
So that's why a violinist's fingers claim so much territory. The brain is a competitive space.
Use it or lose it. The neural connections you use get stronger, and the ones you ignore get pruned away. That works for learning, but it also works for worry.
So the brain is basically a landscape. Whatever you water grows, and whatever you don't starves.
Exactly. That's the double-edged sword. If you keep replaying anxious thoughts, you carve deeper anxiety grooves. That's why bad habits feel so physical to break.
They're physical. You're fighting a literal structure in your brain. There's a whole section on Jeffrey Schwartz's work with OCD, where a circuit gets stuck in a loop. He calls it brain lock.
The treatment involved 4 steps. First, you relabel the thought as a glitch. Then you reattribute it to the brain. Next, you refocus your attention. Finally, you revalue what matters.
Patients did this every time the urge hit. Brain scans showed the overactive circuit calming down. They weren't just managing symptoms. They were rewiring the loop.
Right. Mindfulness becomes a scalpel. That brings us to memory. The book says memories aren't video recordings. Every time you recall one, you rebuild it, which is why they change.
So every memory is a fresh construction. No wonder we're so unreliable.
That's also why space practice works so well. Cramming makes a fragile connection. Let a little forgetting happen, then fight to recall it, and you strengthen the pathway.
So everything I did in school was backwards. I should have studied a little, walked away, then come back.
Yes. The book says the same principle applies to aging. The old story was that cognitive decline is inevitable, but the aging brain stays plastic. You can grow new connections and even new neurons in the hippocampus.
Wait, so I can still build a bigger brain in my 40s?
You can, as long as you keep it challenged. Novelty and difficulty are the keys.
The catch is that it has to be challenging. The same crossword every day doesn't count.
Right. Learn a language. Play an instrument. Take on something hard. An enriched environment is about novelty and challenge, not luxury.
Okay, the weirdest chapter has to be phantom limbs. Amputees often feel their missing hand, sometimes in agony.
That's V.S. Ramachandran. When a hand is gone, the neighboring face area invades the hand's territory. So touching the patient's face triggers a feeling in the missing hand. Plasticity gone wrong.
The fix was a mirror box. He positioned a mirror so the patient's real hand looked like the phantom hand. When they moved the real one, the brain saw movement and unfroze the phantom. The pain often vanished.
Yes. The book also shows that mental practice is real practice. Imagining playing piano strengthens the motor cortex almost as much as actually playing.
That's huge for stroke patients. They can keep neural pathways alive with imagery while they recover.
It all leads to a liberating conclusion. If experience rewires the brain, then you aren't locked in by your past. Your choices shape your neural architecture.
That's the part one, keep turning over. Every time you learn, focus, or break a habit, you're sculpting your own brain. The one thing I'm taking away is this. You have the power to change your brain, and by changing your brain, you change your life.
If you want to go deeper, the whole library is on 7minutebooks.com/app. You get over 6,000 fiction and nonfiction titles to read or listen to in any language, with infographics on many titles for $2.99 a month, $9.99 a year, or $19.99 for lifetime access. So, remember, the brain isn't fixed. It's a living map, and you're the one holding the pen. We'll see you in the next one.